Today, Winnie's Allie the Alligator is feeling a little rough, so we need to sand it. Definitely an oddball shape to it, so we've got our oscillating spindle sander. Oscillating just means it's going up and down as well as spinning around. We're going to be able to get into those valleys between those peaks and sand that off fairly smooth, and then we're going to run it over the router table to clean up those edges a little bit, just make it a little softer so she can enjoy it a little bit more. Just a neat little pull toy that we made for her a couple months ago. So we get in there, we go like that. Just get right down into all those valleys, sand them really nice and smooth in really short order. Worked really well. Yeah, we could hook up a dust collector to it and it would extract most of that dust, but for something this quick, I just flat didn't get around to it. And of course, these sanders come with a whole variety of different size spindles and different sanding grits and all that, but when that gets that nice and smooth, let's go to the bottom side of them here too and do that just as well. Of course, it doesn't matter which direction you're feeding into it with something like this. You go back and forth. Look at how nice and smooth that got. And how long did that take? Not even 5 minutes to get that nice and smooth like that. Make it a whole lot easier for her to cozy up with it and go to sleep with it. One thing I've noticed is our face here is not perfectly perpendicular to our face here, so we kind of sanded it at a bit of an angle, so we're going to turn them around the other direction. A few little spots down here that we want to take care of. Much better. That gets our side surfaces all the way around. Let's take these faces here and clean them up a little bit better. Grab our sander off our new sander holder over there. Fire it up and just knock those faces down a little bit. Much better. There we go. These edges are a little sharp. Let's dig out the router table and just knock those edges off real quick. We've got Allie the Alligator over here at our router table with our 1/8 inch radius bit in there. And we're just going to take that edge and knock that down real quick using our push pads here because I don't like my fingers getting that close to something like that. Router tables are obnoxiously loud, so we always protect our ears. So here we go. much better. That's all nice and soft now. Cool. Yeah, we got a little bit of a sharp spot here, but we can sand that off, make that cool. Let's take our wheels and put our wheels back on. This is one that Wes and I cut out a couple months ago, just talking about making a little pull toy for his little wonders. And let's take this one, put our square drive in there because I attached those with Kreg screws. Okay, Albert, lay up on your side here and let's put one of these in there. Set it right down in that hole that we already have. And we're not going to put them in there real tight. We want these wheels to be able to move freely. So we're just going to set them in there, enough to hold them. The good thing about these pocket screws, Kreg screws, is they've got the kind of the washer style head on them. Way too tight. So they'll stay in position where we need them. And the last one going on. Well, Albert will have his feet back on. And there we go. And of course, some of those screw holes for the wheels are a little off-center, so it kind of gives it a little bit of a walk and wobble like an alligator would have. Very good. And let's take this and knock that rough part off of that tail quick. But there we go. Allie the alligator has had his trim.